Hey, comic book fans, my nerdy friends, and my geeky padres, what's going on? Welcome to another edition of Tradin with RWC. This week we have Peter Panzerfaust, and this is Volume 3, Cry of the Wolf. Alright, so first things first, Peter Panzerfaust, this is Volume 3. I didn't do reviews for Volume 1 or Volume 2, because I read them before I started doing trade reviews. But all three have been done by Curtis, is it Weeby or Weeb? I don't know. Sorry. And Tyler Jenkins. This volume collects issues 11 through 15 of Peter Panzerfaust. A little kind of, I want to say background on Peter Panzerfaust, but the main idea behind Peter Panzerfaust is that it takes the Peter Pan mythos and mixes it with World War II. So it's really, really interesting. If you are into either of those things, it is an insanely good read. Myself, I'm a big fan of Peter Pan. Not a huge wartime fan. World War II, I'm not big into it. But this change of the Peter Pan story is really extremely interesting. So in this volume we have Peter Pan and not Peter Pan. Peter Panzerfaust and his crew meeting up with the French revolutionaries and trying to they're fighting Nazis, but in this volume they're kind of fighting these hunters that Hook, who has been a character since the second volume in the books, has hired pretty much to hunt down Peter and the Lost Boys and like the chief Indian from Peter Pan. It's kind of difficult for me to explain this without really jumping into and focusing more on the Peter Pan aspects of the book. It's at its heart, it's a book about these kids trying to make a difference in World War II with the French revolutionaries. To mix it up and make it a little more interesting, they threw the Peter Pan parts in it. Sorry, this camera's like acting weird today. It keeps slipping. Anyway, so in each volume you meet new characters to the book, but they're old characters from the world of Peter Pan. Like Volume 2 was Captain Hook, was shown. Before that, I actually think Tiger Lily may have been introduced in Volume 2 as well. And in Volume 1, of course, you met Peter Pan, Wendy, John, Michael, the whole gang. And in this one, I don't really want to spoil anything because this is kind of a brand new trade that came out. I picked it up the day it was released, which was, I think it was like last month. I've just been waiting to read it. But you meet two other characters in this volume that are integral characters, very important characters in the Peter Pan world. When I read it, when I found out when they were introduced, I actually tweeted Johnny real quick. I was like, "Oh my god!" And he was like, "Yeah, it's great." So that those two characters being introduced in this volume was awesome. Actually, one of them has kind of been in the mix for a while now, but you find out who he really is, and it was crazy. Let me show you some of the art. So, in this volume, we follow this character, Felix. Oh man, I didn't think about this. Okay, so these volumes, these collected single issues, are stories being told by the main character of these 4 issues or 5 issues. This one being Felix. I forget who this gentleman is, but you can see in the beginning. Okay, this old man right here is Felix. He's being interviewed by this guy right here. His name is John, if I remember correctly. But I don't remember why he's being interviewed by him. I can't remember. It's from the first volume, I'm sure. But he's interviewing him. And in the other 2 volumes, he's interviewing different people. So these stories are being told by a person being interviewed, which kind of I thought was really cool and a really neat way to, for narrating the story. So each story gets told by the point of view of the person being interviewed, and in this volume it's Felix, and he's basically telling the story of Peter and the Lost Boys kind of becoming more active in the revolution against the Nazis. Last volume, I believe, they were trying to hide and run away. I think that might have been, maybe that was volume 1. But yeah, this one, they are being more, like I said, they're being more active in the revolution and against the Nazis. But this is a terrible review. I'm doing a really bad job of explaining. But if you're interested at all in anything like this, I can't suggest it highly enough. It's a great story. I myself don't pick up the singles. I only pick it up in trade because it reads so well in trade. Like I said, each trade is one person being interviewed, and that story all collected in one. So I think in trade it reads just really, really well. I haven't tried reading it in singles, but I feel like if I started, I would kind of want the single issues more often than just once a month. So this concludes my terrible review of this awesome book. But like I said, if you're interested in Peter Pan at all, if you're interested in World War II at all, this is just a great, great book to read. And this is, like I said, this is volume 3. So there's the first volume, the second volume, and this third volume that just came out. They're all really fantastic. And if you have any questions, just tweet Johnny. He'll be stoked to talk about this book. It's one of those books that needs a little bit more attention, I think. And he's more than willing to talk your ear off about it. So yeah, Peter Panzerfaust, Volume 3, Cry of the Wolf. Give it a shot. It's really, really good. That's it. And I'll talk to you later. Have a good one. See ya.